One of them carries enough venom to kill an elephant. The other is faster than the human eye can follow. When these two meet, only one walks away. But here is the question that scientists argued about for decades. Is the mongoose actually immune to cobra venom? Or is something else entirely keeping it alive? The answer will change how you see this fight completely. The Indian cobra. Naja naja, one of the most feared animals on the planet, and for good reason. A single bite delivers enough neurotoxic venom to shut down a human nervous system within hours. The venom attacks the signals between your brain and your muscles. Your diaphragm stops. You stop breathing. In India alone, cobras are responsible for tens of thousands of deaths every year. And the hood, that dramatic flare you see when a cobra feels threatened, is not just for show. It is a warning. A billboard that says, "Come any closer and I will end this." The strike itself happens in under 1/10 of a second, faster than a blink. Most animals that get tagged by a cobra do not get a second chance. Most animals, the Indian grey mongoose, Herpestes edwardsi, does not look like much at first glance. It is roughly the size of a squirrel, wiry, almost casual in the way it moves. But underneath that unremarkable exterior is one of the most precisely engineered predators nature has ever produced. And it has spent millions of years preparing for exactly one opponent. The mongoose has a secret. Actually, it has several. First is speed. The mongoose is not just fast, it moves in a way that seems to break physics. Short, explosive bursts. Direction changes that happen in fractions of a second. When a cobra strikes, the mongoose does not dodge by luck. It reads the strike before it happens and is already somewhere else. Its eyes are positioned to give it near panoramic vision. Its reflexes are among the fastest of any mammal its size. And second, and this is where it gets remarkable, the mongoose has a partial resistance to alpha neurotoxins, the kind of toxins found in cobra venom. Here is how cobra venom works. The neurotoxins bind to receptors in your muscle cells. Specifically, they block the receptor that receives signals from your nervous system. Once those receptors are blocked, the muscle cannot move. That is how the venom paralyzes you. Now here is what makes the mongoose extraordinary. Research has shown that the mongoose's acetylcholine receptors, the very receptors cobra venom targets, are shaped differently from those in most other mammals. The venom molecules cannot lock on properly, they bind much less effectively. It is like trying to fit the wrong key into a lock. It does not quite work. This does not make the mongoose bulletproof. A large enough dose of venom can still seriously harm or kill one, but it buys time. It means a glancing bite, a partial strike, things that would end most animals, give the mongoose a window it absolutely knows how to use. The moment before the fight begins is the strangest part. Both animals go completely still. The cobra sways. It is reading the mongoose, looking for a moment of stillness, because a cobra strikes at movement, but it aims at a point. It needs the mongoose to stop. The mongoose never stops. It keeps shifting. Tiny movements, left, right, forward. It is deliberately making itself impossible to target. Then the cobra strikes, and the mongoose is already gone. In slow-motion footage, you can see exactly how close these encounters are. The cobra's fangs often come within millimeters of contact. Sometimes they make contact, a graze, a partial strike. The mongoose shakes it off. And when the mongoose strikes back, it goes straight for the back of the head. One precise bite to the base of the skull. It knows exactly where to go. It is not brute force. It is surgery. Now, the mongoose wins most encounters with the Indian cobra, but nature is not that simple. The king cobra is a different problem entirely. Ophiophagus hanna, the longest venomous snake in the world, up to 5.5 meters. Its venom glands are proportionally enormous. A single bite from a king cobra delivers a dose that dwarfs what an Indian cobra can manage. And there is evidence that king cobra venom contains different toxin compounds, ones that the mongoose's receptor resistance handles less effectively. Experienced researchers who have observed these interactions note that mongooses tend to be far more cautious around king cobras. Some avoid the confrontation entirely. Even the most perfectly engineered predator knows when the odds have shifted. What you are watching when you see a mongoose and a cobra fight is not just one animal versus another. It is millions of years of evolution playing out in real time. Biologists call it a coevolutionary arms race. The cobra develops more potent venom. The mongoose develops better resistance. The cobra develops faster strikes. The mongoose develops faster reflexes. This back and forth has been happening for so long that neither side has a clean advantage. They are locked together, each one defining what the other has to become. That is why the mongoose can face something that kills elephants and simply keep going. And it is why the cobra has survived everywhere else on Earth. Because whatever it fights that is not a mongoose, the venom wins. So, is the mongoose immune to cobra venom? Not fully. It is resistant, partially. Enough. The resistance lowers the cost of a mistake. The speed means fewer mistakes happen. And the precision of the killing bite means the fight usually ends before the venom question even matters. It is not one superpower. It is three working together. And that combination, refined over millions of years, is why the mongoose wins, most of the time. If you want to see more of nature's most perfectly matched battles, subscribe. There is a lot more where this came from. Next time, the animal that gets bitten by a cobra passes out, wakes up, and keeps fighting. The honey badger, and the science behind it is even stranger than the mongoose.